This year's series was created as a replacement for another series that I used to do called Riffing on Mail Call. And longtime viewers of mine probably know that Riffing on Mail Call was actually the first series that I ever did on YouTube. And I ended it when the Herald-Mail, my local newspaper, ended the mail call feature on which the series was based. Seemed like a natural endpoint. Seemed like the right thing to do. But the Herald-Mail replaced mail call with a similar feature called feedback. So I thought that it might be fun for this episode of the Off Monday Ramble to revisit that old Riffing on Mail Call format, take a look at some of the comments that have been published in recent editions of feedback in the Herald-Mail, and just, see what they look like and see if I have any thoughts on them. So I'm going to do that, but I can't do that from here. There we go. That's more like it. Oh, check this out. Huh? Remember this? That's been sitting there a while. Well, forgive me if I'm a bit rusty. It's been a while since I've done this. The following comments are taken from editions of Feedback, printed in the Herald-Mail from January 26 to February 5th, 2016, which can be read online in their entirety at www.heraldmailmedia.com. By the way, one of the principal differences between Feedback and the old mail call feature is that the callers are no longer anonymous. Their names are printed along with their comments. But since I'm going to be making fun of these folks, and they didn't give me permission to use their names in my video, I will be giving them pseudonyms of my own invention. So let's get started with a comment from Shingles Monroe of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Now, I've been called many things in my life, but I don't think I've ever been called a neocon. The gentleman in today's paper, do you know? I'm sure you know what neo implies. I would hope you're not calling me what the word neo implies, because you don't know my family background, buddy, and you don't know a thing about me, so please refrain from calling me neo anything. I will accept your apology once you give it, but my facts were correct. You're the one that cherry-picked. Obviously, this comment was made in response to someone else's comment previously published. Neo is a prefix that implies new. So is your family background that you come from a long, proud line of mossbacks? And you're outraged at the very suggestion that there might be anything new about you? Because if that's not the case, I can't think of another reason why you would be outraged at being called neo something. Unless, of course, I'm being purposefully obtuse for the sake of the bit. Reading the letter in the paper by Douglas Becker, my comment is, firearms aren't dangerous. It's the misuse of firearms that are dangerous. This teenager you're talking about misused his firearm by practicing a quick draw to make him look like, a fast draw cowboy. That had nothing at all to do with the gun. He misused his firearm by callously playing with it, and it's not the gun's fault he shot himself in the thigh. That fault lies on him, not the gun. So you could say teenage baseball players are dangerous, not the gun. Wayne LaPierre, Hagerstown. Well, you're right about one thing. It's not the gun's fault, at least not entirely. It's also the fault of whoever allowed the teenager to whom you're referring to have a gun, because he couldn't have shot himself in the thigh if he didn't have a gun, which he shouldn't have had in the first place, because guns are fucking dangerous. Inherently. That's why gun safety is all about coming up with ways you can keep people from using your gun while still having your gun around. Because if a gun is used responsibly or irresponsibly, it doesn't matter, something's gonna get fucked up. That's what guns are there for, to fuck shit up. Saying that guns aren't dangerous is like saying that a Ferrari isn't fast. I mean, what's so fast about it? Look at it, it's just sitting there in the driveway. I mean, it's not the car's fault that somebody might get in it and drive it fast. Doesn't make it a fast car. To support my black friends, I am not going to watch the Academy Awards. However, in doing so, I must be consistent. Therefore, I will not watch any basketball games during March Madness. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? Coaches, white and black, select the players they think will win games. For some reason, black players win more games. This year, white movie stars were considered the best actors. We failed to remember that in 2013, 12 Years a Slave and its actors made a clean sweep of the Academy Awards. Manny Blackfriend's Hagerstown. Oh, I see. I thought that Oscar thing might have been the result of long-standing and pervasive racial biases in the entertainment industry, but it turns out it's just that white people are better actors. Well, I for one am grateful that an unbiased and clear-headed and, I'm just guessing here, fellow white person was able to set me straight. I'm beginning to believe what others have said, that God is punishing us for what we have done. Earthquakes, snowstorms, flooding, tornadoes, fires all over the U.S. What the heck is going on? Ellie Lou Ronkashoe, halfway. Weather, great-grandma. It's just the weather. It snows every year around this time, remember? And earthquakes and tornadoes and floods and fires and hurricanes, those things happen all over the world all the time. And if they might be happening a bit more often or with a bit more intensity or in places where we wouldn't ordinarily expect them to happen, some of that might be the result of climate change. But I know you don't believe in climate change, do you? You believe in God, a God who punishes people with weather, but not climate change. I understand. Who are you voting for, by the way? I assume you'll be voting. Mr. Monroe, why are you so upset about being called a neoconservative? I've been reading your comments and feedback for some time now, and it seems an accurate description of your beliefs. You are aware that neo means new, recent, or modified. What is so bad about that? Neoconservatives believe what traditional conservatives do, but emphasize the worth of the individual. Basically, they support free enterprise, personal freedom, and limited government. Relax, Mr. Monroe. You have not been insulted, and do not need an apology. Lorna Trench Whistler, Williamsport. There, see? Cleared that right up. A very patient, gracious response to that previous comment that I'm sure has smoothed over any wrong, Lorna Trench Whistler. I do deserve an apology. It doesn't matter what the classic definition of neo is. In today's world, neo invokes the thought of Nazis. I am not a Nazi. He did not mean it as a compliment to me. He was insulting me. And with my family background and all my family's done, I believe I deserve an apology. Shingles Monroe, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. My God, it's like a fucking YouTube comment thread. Whose idea at the Herald-Mail was this? Why would you want to take the worst part of the internet and put it in your newspaper? I'll tell you what, Shingles Monroe, you still want to make a big deal about this, even after Lorna Trench Whistler's polite and very informative explanation? Instead of just admitting that you didn't know what the word neoconservative meant, you want to keep stamping your feet and holding your breath? I've got something for you. I've been keeping it warm in a saucepan of water on a hot plate just off camera for, the last 2 years or so. Ah, there we go. Yeah, this is what you need right here. Come on. Come on. Num 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 num. Num num num. Oh, there he goes. That's right. When you're done with that, make sure to pass it around to all those people I blocked on Twitter too, okay? Calling about the concerns that I called feedback about 2 weeks ago. They're on the front page of the January 23rd paper, HCC offering driver's ed classes in Spanish. Please note that feedback has not printed my previous call-in. My first concern is for safety. Why is the MVA issuing driver's licenses to individuals who are not fluent in English? What do these individuals do when confronted with an informational sign, such as a road conditions sign, construction sign, or a new signal or flag man ahead sign? Sorry, but I don't share the same warm and fuzzy feeling that HCC and the Herald-Mail obviously have. Dixon Devereaux, Hagerstown. Oh my God, they can't read the road signs! Immigrants will kill us all! Wait a minute. This actually sounds familiar. I wonder. Just pardon me for a second. Hello? Yes, can I speak to Mr. Dixon Devereaux, please? Who? Oh, never mind. I made that name up, didn't Hey, Rodney. It's Steve Shives. How's it going? How you been?
Fine.
That's good.
What the hell you want?
Well, I just read this comment in feedback, and it was about the Spanish language driver's ed classes at HCC and how that's dangerous because the students won't be able to read the road signs. And I wondered, and this actually sounds ridiculous now that I'm saying it. I wondered if that was you leaving that comment under an assumed name.
Yeah, that was me. You can't speak no proper English, you oughtn't be driving no car.
Okay, well that's what I figured. It sounded like something you would say, so
That all?
yeah.
Alright, bye.
Hey, hang on, Rodney. Hey, are you mad at me for something, man? You sound kind of pissed off at me.
I just don't like you anymore, man.
Why not?
Ever since you've been siding with them Muslims and feminazis, I just ain't been too pleased with you, man.
But you were pleased with me before?
No, but I mean it's worse now that you done turned into a PC SJW mangina.
I see. You find it upsetting when I talk about that kind of stuff.
Fuck yeah. It weren't so bad when you was just taking up for heathens and queers and nick.
You gotta cut Rodney off. You gotta know when to hang up on him, man. You know, it's not so bad. Rodney's one of those guys who I'd be worried if I wasn't pissing him off. Oh, what the hell? Let's do one more, eh, chaps? Hey? As a senior resident of Hagerstown, I am tired of getting letters from individuals who want to buy my house. When you look them up, the address comes up from a person who doesn't live there but owns it as a rental property, LLC. I think it should be illegal to use this address as a return address in our postal system when they don't even live in our town. As a senior, I am also an advocate of more home ownership in our town. We already have too many rental properties with tenants who could just care less about our town. They can pick up and leave anytime they want to. Luella Dorfendifferdanker, Hagerstown. Yes, we'll never fix Hagerstown so long as people are free to leave it. We need to trap them here so they'll understand the importance of investing in their community, from which they can never escape. The sad part is I'm fairly certain a large portion of Hagerstown's population only lives there because they have no other choice. The fact that they're renters rather than homeowners doesn't mean that they have the ability to just pick up and leave whenever they want. Because if they did have the ability to just pick up and move somewhere else, I'm pretty sure most of them would. Because Hagerstown. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane, this return to an old format. I kind of had a good time, too. Maybe we'll do this occasionally. Go back and check out feedback like I did in the old mail call series. It was fun. Thanks for watching. Hey folks, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and share it and subscribe to this channel if you're not subbed already. And also please consider helping me to make more videos like this one by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.